Hello YouTube and welcome back one and all to the once again curtains have been drawn. It is now time for the last video of the day, and it is a particularly good one as well because it is video number 451, and there are just like 3.5 hours until I get to 200 hours of recordings. The writing is on the wall, and it's time to see what Chris will get up to now. So, if you guys want to check out the original video for yourselves, part 38 is on its way. Only three more videos left. So let's do this. Part 38 in 3, 2, 1, and... Yeah, I'm sorry about the blurriness of the thing. Maybe we'll sort this out in a second.
What made him this way? What is the attraction? What keeps us fascinated? This is the story of Chris Chan.
Part 38. Alright, let's do it.
On July 12th, 2012, the online newspaper, Houston Press, published an article focusing on punk musician Rex Neighbors III's efforts in raising money for the video game-related charity, Extra Life. During the interview, he briefly mentioned that he had made an album called Cholsta's Paradise, which consisted of cover versions of songs that Christian had covered and lyrically modified on his Christian and the Hedgehog Boys albums. Neighbors revealed that he donated all the proceeds of the album to autism-related charities, since he considered Chris as quote-unquote blackface for autism. On July 20th, Chris wrote a Facebook post concerning his trial 10 days prior. He clarified that he had not yet been assigned any community service, and also reflected on his lawyer Rob Bell's comments about him. When Rob introduced me to the judge as an adult high-functioning child, I did make a silent comment between me and my mother in response. That statement was an oxymoron. It isn't valid. I mean, I am an adult. Do not call me a child. The statement should have been high-functioning autistic adult, individual, or person. And anyway, I still feel like I have lost because Snyder is getting paid indirectly from me and my mother through our insurance. He won! That goddamn...
I'm going to say this once and I'm not going to say it again. Chris, Snyder won because of what you did. You have no one else to blame for what you did, Chris.
bribing bastard. I wish him dead from either a heart attack or gunshot murder. On that same day, he let his Facebook friends know that he was keeping himself busy by building 4 different Lego buildings, and decided that he would use pieces from those sets to make a grand house for his future self and his sweetheart, portrayed by the Lego character Olivia. He confessed that he had been manipulated into destroying his Lego-made city of Quakeville by Jackie, hinting that their relationship by this point was over, and he knew that she had been a troll all along. 5 days later, he posted a photo of his Lego self and Olivia next to their completed dream house, adorned by some custom stickers and accompanied by customized pieces representing Sonichu and Rosechu. Later that day, he entered his 2 new beagle pups, Clover and Snoopy, in a Dog Days of Summer photo contest held by the radio station Z95.1. His entry was soon discovered by trolls, who left him pleasant at surface level comments about the dogs. On the final day of July, Chris lamented that the Chris Chan page on Encyclopedia Dramatica was still up. He expressed regret about putting Sonichu on the internet and making all the videos on YouTube, which he was coerced into filming, and that they did not reflect who he truly was. Possibly sometime in early August, Chris created a paid profile on the dating site eHarmony. On August 17th, he shared the existence of his profile on Facebook, asking for the reasons why he had failed to speak with any women so far. On the 27th, he further explained why he was feeling low. "I'm okay, just faring well. My mom, dogs, and I all have our good health still. I do not want to sound like a cry in the bucket by repeating myself with how I feel emotionally.
Guessing he didn't want to call himself a baby. I see why.
I'm still feeling low. I am unable to get out of the house, aside from bringing home food and running errands. I have my responsibilities. I'm never going to run away or deny it. But the multiple stress inputs, past and present, seriously get to me emotionally and mentally. and no woman is contacting or replying to me and my paid membership on eHarmony. Constant boredom and loneliness is daily to me, and all I can do is wait with low faith in my future. I wish I could travel back to 1999 and make me and my family stay in Midlothian to change my future for the better. How is this my life? Sigh. On September 5th, Chris notified his friends that he got a message from a woman on eHarmony, though after checking her profile, he suspected her to be a troll since her interests lined up too closely with his. Anna McLaren left a comment, agreeing that it was clearly a troll. Kim Wilson interjected, writing that she felt like it was just a normal person. Anna called Kim a troll, who then proceeded to defend her words of encouragement for Christian. Anna and Kim then had a small bout via the comments over being true friends with Christian. In the end, no firm resolve was established between them. 3 days later, he said that he recently felt increasingly more retarded, brought on by stress in his life. Chris considered including his slowness of thought in his eHarmony profile. On September 11th, he reflected that it had been over a year since his father Bob had passed away. His loss had resulted in increasing stress for Chris, which manifested itself in allegedly unnatural-sounding belches and mental griefs. He further highlighted that no women replied to his messages on eHarmony, angrily asking if he looked too ugly. In closing, since it was the 11-year anniversary since the felling of the World Trade Center Twin Towers, Chris reminisced that on that day he was out shopping with his mother and bought himself a pack of Pokemon cards. On the 23rd, he stated on Facebook that he had tried messaging the Wallflower, but got no response. Throughout October, Christian continued to write Facebook posts expressing his profound sadness and loneliness.
I don't know, he doesn't look sad there, he looks ridiculous, to be honest.
Brought about by numerous factors, such as his father's death, bullying from trolls, and a seemingly futile search for a sweetheart. On October 8th, he sent an email to Kim Wilson, writing about how the Chandlers were considering bringing their two beagles to a professional dog trainer with whom Barbara had flirted, as the dogs were in need of proper training. In addition, he told her that he put his mind at ease by building Lego structures, playing video games, and meeting once a week with his pastoral counselor, Rocky Shoemaker. He also feared that his Facebook account had been hacked into, so he promptly changed his password. On November 2nd, Chris wrote that his foray into dating via eHarmony had not worked out as he had intended. He further reflected that he was not suited for online socialization, and that supposed damage and missing links in his brain prevented him from excelling in public as well. 5 days later, he posted a photo of his custom-made Lego watch, which was supposed to represent himself, and added several puntsome statements about the watch. On the 26th, he wrote on Facebook that he was feeling down again, missing his father. He also expressed his hatred for the entire male population for taking all the women and leaving him with none to choose from. 3 days later, he revealed himself through a captioned photograph of himself that he was a true American and also a brony. When Kim asked Chris about what a brony was, he told her that it was a male fan of the cartoon series My Little Pony. On December 11th, Chris also came out as a gamer publicly on Facebook. The following day, he informed his friends that he had recently gotten a new gaming device, the Nintendo Wii U, and subsequently donated his old console, the Wii, to his church. He then requested that if any of his friends also get a Wii U, they should send him a friend request to his username in Nintendo's online social space, the Miiverse. He scoffed at the trolls for not discovering his account sooner. On December 20th, as a Christmas present, he offered a free download of the recording of his father Bob Chandler's guest appearance on WTJU Radio in 1990, plus an additional 3 hours of jazz music. A few days after Christmas, Chris lamented again that he felt very lonely, and almost wished that the world indeed ended, referring to the popular conspiracy theory of the time that the end of the world had been prophesied to come on December 21st, 2012. On the final day of the year, he commented that his New Year's resolutions for years have been to find a woman to make into a sweetheart, but sadly, that wish had yet to be realized. On January 1st, 2013, Christian left a comment directed at his friends. Stupid comment. If there is anyone in my friends list who knows any slender woman in Charlottesville, Virginia, who can introduce me to other women in Charlottesville, Virginia, of which are very likely to...
Well, it's extremely unlikely, Chris. You straight up said that all the men took all the women and you've been left with no one. Come on, Chris. You should pay attention to what you're writing, Chris. Come on.
Be single, smoke-free, slender, honest, and true, I would be eternally grateful. Yep. The next day, he wrote again that he felt depressed and that his life was like a nightmare. He posted 2 photos of a Lego figure representing himself. First, standing upright, and then lying face down. He soon made the Lego figure his new Facebook profile photo. On that same day, he posted the photo of him accepting his graduation certificate at Manchester High School in 2000 and expressed his regret for not shaking anyone's hand and running off stage crying.
Well, that was your
He stated
fault,
that
Chris.
his mother had
Come
told
on.
him that his actions brought shame upon their family. On January 10th, in an email to one of his gal pals, he revealed that pranksters sometimes threw eggs at the Chandlers' house and their cars. He also told her that he felt great difficulty in opening up to new people because he believed that anyone he may meet in real life, even police officers, might turn out to be trolls in disguise. After sympathizing with him, she let him know that she would be attending the gaming convention Madicon in nearby Harrisonburg, Virginia, and asked if Chris would be interested in coming along. After several discussions with his mother, Chris stated that he was allowed to go to the convention for 1 day. However, in order to limit the number of people there who might recognize him, he planned to wear a costume fashioned like the one seen in the 1997 film Eyes Wide Shut. At the end of the month, at the suggestion of a fellow churchgoer, Christian created a profile on the online dating site Match.com. When he was setting up his account, he found that someone else had used his email address to create an obscene profile, which he quickly wiped clean and personalized, and set his username as Quickville Guardian. On February 4th, Chris posted a recently discovered photograph featuring Daniel Mims from The Game Place, the person who helped spread Chris's 2007 photo on the internet. He asked if anyone knew of his current whereabouts, so he could either send him or hand him a letter expressing how strongly he felt against him and his friend, Lucas. A couple of days later, he posted about his enjoyment of the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated series, and attached a photo of his Lego TMNT figures, revealing that he had drawn breasts onto the female turtle, Venus de Milo. Not long after, Christian made a Facebook post shared only with Kim Wilson, showing that he decided to shave off his eyebrows and was evidently not pleased with the result. After receiving some suggestions from her, he decided to start using a smudge-proof eyebrow pencil and custom shape his eyebrows. On Valentine's Day, Chris asked her if she knew of any record dealers or collectors in the area, because he and Barbara were intending to sell Bob's extensive record collection to pay off their debts. On February 25th, a day after his 31st birthday, Christian wrote an extensive complaint on Facebook, focusing on a short YouTube video featuring the voice actress Tara Strong, playing the part of her Twilight Sparkle character from the series My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, performing a parodic troll-related rap. While I do respect her voice acting in MLP FIM, and she does a good job at portraying Twilight, I feel distraught in hearing her voice not only in promoting trolling, but linking Twilight with the act, even as to dare mark the now Alicorn a mascot for trolling. As a lot of people are aware of me, I have been a grave victim of trolling for over 5 long years. I have been emotionally and mentally scarred by the troll's deceptions, lies, blackmail, slander of my once good name, and so forth. Now I am like a black sheep of the world for the wrongest of reasons, and people are afraid and misunderstand worse of me and of who I am and was. So I address you, Miss Tara Strong. Did you have any knowledge or acknowledgement of what trolling was and is, and how these horrible people have and continue to mentally and emotionally damage innocent people with their twisted, sick, demented and evil ways alongside Anonymous and 4chan behind the veils of the internet? How do you stand in the name of protecting innocent people from being emotionally and mentally damaged from such bullying? And what were you thinking at the time when you recorded your voice for Black Griffin's meme, which obviously depicted and promoted trolling? If you had absolutely no regard to the consequences of the people, including myself, who were, are, and have been the tragic victims of the bullying trolls, then I see a lot of disappointed Twilight Sparkle fans and bronies ready to boo at you. Please prove my theory wrong, and make a statement directly from your person, and in the good name of Twilight Sparkle, Bubbles, and all of the characters you've given your voice to. One of his readers decided to forward his message to Tara Strong's own Facebook account.
Oh boy.
She addressed Chris's post the next day. I don't think I've seen anyone put an ugly spin on something this outrageously for their own attention. Anyone who follows me knows that I'm on a huge anti-bullying platform, and even wrote and produced a song about it. All my trolling, as we on Twitter call it, is completely adorable and makes people smile. Christian's article makes me angry and disappointed. Hope I never meet the guy. The next day, Chris defended his comments on Facebook, calling out trolling as bullying and denouncing Strong's involvement with the short. In early March, Christian dyed his hair back to brown after admitting to Kim that his blonde hair did not bring him as much attention as he would have liked. On Saturday, March 9th, he attended Medicon held at James Madison University, where he met up with Kim and also 2 of her female friends. He showed interest in one of them, but Kim told him that she already had a boyfriend. After he got back home, he wrote that it was his most enjoyable day in a very long time, but his good mood was soured when he found out from the Quickie forums that one of his most suggestive pictures that was leaked to Jackie was featured on the MTV show Philosophy.
Jamie,
Yes.
who do you date? Who do you room with? Who do you call the cops on?
Okay, room with bacon guy, because I love bacon and I can steal his. Definitely put that guy in jail because that's a really ugly couch in the background.
That was the reason.
Chris left an angry comment on the show's Facebook page. From the one woman's words, Jamie Lee, I don't know what is worse, that she would not date me, or that she would put me in jail over a freaking couch. My once good name was actually jailed because of the setups, those anonymous, lolsy, shit-faced trolls. At least I was more clean, sexy, and gung-ho than either of the ugly, grimy freak shows I was compared with.
What?
If I did not have a very good day beforehand today, I would seriously be calling my attorney on your damn show's ass.
Oh boy.
On March 18th, Chris wrote on Facebook that he felt it spooky and creepy that other autistic males he saw looked just like him. 10 days later, he complained at the increased talk about legalizing gay marriage on the news at the time. I mean no personal offense, and I am for lesbians being together and their marriage, but I'm really offended with the damn homosexual males altogether. So I am like 50-50 on the current topic in the newspapers, but I am
boy.
100% sick, tired, and disgusted of having to read at least the headlines in the Post. Talk about something else already. Anna left a comment.
Right.
It isn't right for you to be okay with lesbians and not be okay with gays.
True.
Chris then defended his stance. Like it is not right for me to prefer women over men for attraction and companionship, or a number of women not liking women over men for their catty attitudes. Kim also contributed to the discourse. Huh, that's weird. You know, the gay women are taking potential girlfriends away from you, and the gay men are keeping other men from taking potential girlfriends from you. So, you've got it backwards. Anyway, you know, some people might be against autistic rights, you know? What if people are offended by you and say you shouldn't have a girlfriend? Chris then replied, well, I do not like the majority of the male population regardless. The straight ones take the women away. The damn homo males not only try to push their gross ways onto me, but have emotional...
You know, Chris, I'm gonna say right here now, even if I was gay, I think I've got better things to do with my life than waste it trying to draw pickles on Rose Stew just to get on your bad side. I'm gonna say that right now. I think people have got better things to do, which is why I'm close to trying to like wrap up things about Chris anyway. So that explains part of that anyway.
And mentally devastated me in their shit troll/cyberbully ways, and they have mislabeled me and Sonichu as such. Damned males piss me the hell off. Kim closed the argument with one more comment. Huh? But that doesn't have anything to do with the original post. But yeah, nah, they're not actually trying to push their sexuality on you. They just know that you react to it, and took advantage of that. They're almost certainly not gay, and probably many of them aren't even men. You've really got to cut down on the sexism, Chris. Women find it unattractive.
True.
On the final day of March, a letter written by Chris concerning his displeasure with his church was leaked on the Quickie forums. He originally had sent it to his counselor, Rocky Shoemaker, who was instructed to print it out and spread it around amongst the parishioners. The exact date at which it was originally written is uncertain.
And now the video's starting to buffer. Right, okay, let me see if I can fix this. Oh.
I feel that ever since Reverend Elizabeth Foss left our church, it has greatly gone downhill for me. Ed Winkler banned me from the church for a month. He has banned me from speaking my piece during the sharing of joys and concerns, and from that, I felt unnecessarily silenced.
Maybe because Chris didn't really have that much joy to share again. Like I said, someone who is that bitter about everything, Chris, I don't particularly think Yeah, exactly.
I also feel my meetings with Rocky no longer have much effect on me or my life. My life continues to be a disappointing standstill of sadness, loneliness, and great stress. Only the people way older than me ever do so much as greet me, and I have very little to share in common with any of them. Nobody even close to my age, or even in their 20s, gives me much to do, or include me in their conversation. Aside from that, I am hated by a number of people for reasons beyond my full understanding, because I always tried to be a good and nice person for a long time, and in public, I am constantly overlooked, ignored, or ostracized by everybody. Even speaking out gets me absolutely no attention. I continue to be paranoid of most everyone, because of them likely being among the internet trolls that still continue to haunt and taunt me. I am still long desperate for a woman to be my sweetheart. I am tired of being single, dang it. I continue to serve my family the best I can, and I continue to feel sad, depressed, and lonely. My heart feels numb, and I am forced to keep a great emotional distance from everybody outside my house and home. I am an autistic mental and emotional mess, and there is very little I can do to help myself beyond my knowledge, and God sees fit for some hate-filled reason to continue to curse me as a jinx. And so, the church is not helping me much in my life, mentally or emotionally at all. So I will not be coming back for a long time.
I wouldn't
On
do that,
April
Chris.
4th, Chris made a post about wanting nothing to do with Michael Snyder or the gameplays.
Then
In a
stop
private post
mentioning
made public
him then.
only to his friends, he further elaborated on his hatred for the place and singled out Megan Schroeder as the prime queen of the trolls for conscripting Snyder, Mims, and everyone else at the game and hobby store against him. He wished to exact revenge on her and have her jailed and beaten up for allegedly being a vile, wicked, traitorous bitch. On April 20th, Christian posted 2 photos of himself holding up paper signs. One stated, "I'm my own free bitch," and the other read, "Haters to the left," with an arrow pointing at Chris's left, but the viewer's right, which unintentionally ended up pointing at Chris. Anna fixed this error and posted an altered version of the photo in the comments. He allegedly made these pictures for a girl who he was introduced to by Kim Wilson. 2 days later, he shared a photo of his cat Lucy sitting on his belly, which he called his shrinking mound. On May 15th,
okay.
Chris went to Facebook to express his disgust for an upcoming spin-off movie of the cartoon series My Little Pony called Equestria Girls, in which the main pony characters are reimagined as humans. Chris claimed that this movie would invite pedophiles into the fanbase, which according to him was already polluted with so-called horse enthusiasts. On that same day, he reported that his iPod had fallen out of his pouch, and while still functional, its screen was cracked. 4 days later, he displayed his new invention, which allowed him to store a couple of Apple devices neatly in one place. Necessity is the mother of invention. I'm glad I crafted the idea for my idea bookcase. Photos taken with new iPod Touch 5th Gen, out of duct tape. The front and back covers are lined with bubble wrap. The inner spine loop can hold as thick as a charging cable, or most pens. There are holes for the cameras to see through very well, and the corner holders are very successful in holding most iOS pod/phone devices. And there is also the Velcro clasp. iPhone 8 gig for calls, business and internet. iPod 32 gig for entertainment with videos, music and all. I keep it safe with the lanyard strap and tucked in my bosom. On May 23rd, Christian made his first appearance under the username Painting a Tree on the Quickie forums in a thread about possible server migration. Even though the conversation itself had since migrated onto another site and no longer available in its original layout, the content remained the same. In his short comment, he wished for the Quickie forums user Marvin, who was also the man in the pickle suit during Chris's date with Emily and one of the leading members of the private Villa of Corrupted Citizens trolling group, to die, along with the rest of the forums, so he could live out his life in peace. He inferred that he was in fact Chris himself, though other commenters did not publicly acknowledge this fact. 2 days later, in the move to seemingly get the best of the trolls, he posted a link to an image album on the site Imager, consisting of most of his past Facebook posts, many of which were private and shared only with a select few friends. Whether this was truly Chris's act or someone who hacked into his Facebook is uncertain. On May 30th, Christian complained on Facebook about his mother being displeased with him playing video games like Resident Evil in front of her. "My mother has been really getting on my nerves. I really need my girlfriend so that I can get away from here now and then, and I cannot even go downtown now because it wastes so much gas and gas is so costly. And make guys on my mother's concern for gas costs, that is one reason why I have been on my sabbatical from my church. I have had more freedom when my father was alive, and I end up losing it when he passed away, because now I got to serve my mother and protect her and everything, and I can...
He talks about his responsibilities, and now he's freaking complaining like some little kid. This is not a surprise, but you would have thought Chris would have been mature enough to actually acknowledge that he is an adult at this point. Remember at the very beginning of the video about what Rob Bell calling him an adult functioning autistic child? Yeah, how well do you reckon that basically lines up with just about everything else?
blame that son of a bitch, Michael Snyder, for taking and wasting the money that my mom and I had soon gotten from my father's passing, because he had to go send us to court for all the goddamn shit of his.
And because you fucking... I'm not even mentioning it again. It's too stupid for words.
Michael Snyder is a bastard to me and my mother. For taking us to court, he essentially stole a lot of money from us indirectly. In early June, Christian began playing the PS Vita game, Tor's Friend Network, which was connected to his Facebook account, and frequently automatically posted updates about his activities on his profile. On June 22nd, after finding out that he and his mother were not invited to his half-brother Cole Smithy's wedding 3 months prior, Christian recorded a video targeted at the musician who performed at the wedding, John Kyle, who was also Cole's stepbrother.
Hello, John Kyle. This is Christian Weston Chandler, Joseph Cole Smithy's half-brother. We share the same mother, Barbara Ann Weston Chandler. I understand that you have performed recently at his wedding a few months ago. I have just learned this. Yeah, so he finally got married. Whoop-de-doo for him.
Way to look happy,
and
Chris.
thank him for the invitation that we never received. We would have RSVP'd sooner and actually come to the wedding had he actually invited me and our mother. Anyway, I am sending you this video response because I wish to inquire about his current address so that my mother and I can at least be able to write to him personally, because she does miss him very much. I've tried time and again to get him to contact him and get in touch with him, and my mother talked to him. He never responds. Never responds. He should love his mother. She misses him. Nearly 72 years old. She does not need to be treated like a piece of dirt. She is a lot better than that. Regardless of what anybody has lied to Cole about. Everything he heard from anybody outside the house, even Jerry, his father-in-law, or Jack, I think was the name of his real father. They all lie to him about about the kind of person Barbara Ann is and was. So at least have the common decency to reply to us, brother. It's been like what, over a decade since the final ever family reunion in Red Oak. Everybody hates us there now since Karina died. Anyway, if you know his address, John, please relay it to me, and you may share this video with Cole as well next time you talk to him. Thank you, and have a good day.
At a later date, John Kyle was made aware of this video and left a comment. He stated that he was sickened by Chris equally as much as the community surrounding him, and that Cole had never even mentioned Christian to him. 2 days later, Mary McLaren, Anna's mother, metaphorically sent Chris good energy via Facebook and asked him to enjoy each day by finding joy in the small simple things that give him pleasure. He left a comment on her post. Whoopee! That'll bring pretty, single, well-organized women around to make the first move on me. Open parentheses, :0. On July 7th, he shared via Twitter and Facebook that he liked the movie My Little Pony Equestria Girls on YouTube, despite his initial staunch criticism. A month later, Chris went to Facebook to praise the high school Lego set and said it should win an award for Best Toy. On August 6th, Chris posted a photo of the newspaper onto which one of his dogs had recently urinated. He felt that the resulting puddle bore the image of a girl. The next day,
No,
one
it
of Chris's
didn't.
Facebook friends, William Elliott Waterman, made a lengthy post on the social media platform addressing the trolls. After finding out that his comments on Chris's posts were also being archived onto the Quickie forums, he lashed out at the trolls, expressing that he felt that they were no better than Chris, and despite having a job, neither was he. He angrily pleaded for them to stop bullying him and treat him like a human being. Sometime in early August, Christian began tracking down as many people as he could from his Manchester High School class of 2000 on Facebook and sent them friend requests. After they connected on Facebook, Chris sent them unknown gifts, for which they thanked him via post on the social media site. He apparently had trouble finding Tiffany Gowan, one of his closest gal pals, so he asked on the Quickie forums through his Painting a Tree account about her whereabouts. He failed to gather any useful information. From August 15th, he started uploading seemingly random pictures on Twitter and Facebook. On the 17th, he revealed in a graphic that each of those images was linked to one another in some way, and asked if his readers could solve the riddle and determine the missing picture in the sequence.
Chris, this is not only connect. Why don't you just tell us what's going on? Like, who I don't know who this is. Let's see, lemon cheesecake. Let's do this properly. So, right, okay. So, okay, University of Delaware, Twister, a Sphinx, the Great Wall of China, Smurfette. Isn't this meant to be the woman from Pakistan who fought for women's education?
That each of those images was linked to one another in some way.
And that I think that was meant to be the ship. I think is that meant to be like the wallflower or so? No, what's the Mayflower or Mayflower or or maybe the ship from Moby Dick?
And asked
Maybe
if his
something like
readers
that.
could solve the riddle and determine the missing picture in the sequence. After getting annoyed by the lack of people trying to contribute an answer, Christian went to the Quickie forums under his Painting a Tree alias, irritated by the trolls' silence regarding his riddle. He explained how a couple of the other images related to each other and encouraged them to try solve it. He deleted the riddle 2 days later and returned to the forums to give one more clue for the riddle, which involved a photo in which Chris wore a hat with branding promoting the Pittsburgh Pirates baseball team. He expressed his infuriation at the trolls' stupidity and questioned why he still followed them. On August 20th, possibly with the help
So we're never gonna find out what it was then.
of another party, Chris started a page on Facebook called Braziers for Males. His aim was to encourage and normalize the concept of men wearing bras, giving multiple use cases, such as to prevent chafing, offer support and relief, flatten the wearer's chest if they develop enlarged breast tissue, or even to express their sexual identity. The profile photo of the page was one that was snapped by a troll, and originally depicted Chris out in public, wearing a sports bra, onto which "Want Woman" was written. However, the iteration on Facebook was altered to remove the text on his bra. On the 23rd, he uploaded a photo album onto the page, showing a collection of male breasts. He later on updated another album, wherein he edited all of the photos with what was likely Microsoft Paint to make it seem like the men were all wearing bras. Also on the 23rd, Christian shared a post on the Breast Cancer Awareness Facebook page and revealed that his mother, Barbara, was a breast cancer survivor. He soon after uploaded a photo of his mother with her dog, Snoopy. The following day, Christian started a discussion on the Quickie forums titled, "Christian Weston Chandler is straight! You goddamn pinheads! I have already told you. Chris has told you. The riddle's answer was the fucking Pittsburgh Pirates! Christian is not a goddamn homo! Christian is straight! He gets hard over women. He vomits at males."
Hang on a minute, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Brad Pitt. Well, no, that couldn't have been Brad Pitt. Could it? Was that meant to be like New York cheesecake? But then again, what's cheesecake got to do with Pittsburgh? See, what was it? The movie Twister was Twister set in Pittsburgh or something like that? The woman in the bottom, I have no idea what the connection. Pirate. I don't get it, Christian. Chris, I absolutely do not get your riddle.
Get it through your goddamn demented thick skulls, you goddamn pinheads! I should know very well, because I am Christian Weston Chandler of Ruckersville, Virginia, himself. You goddamn males make me vomit, sick and shit. On September 1st, Christian shared his custom-made online flyer for a supposed reunion of his high school class, due to take place in 2015, and asked if anyone could help him track down his gal pals, Tiffany Gowan and Miranda Mitchell. The next day, he reported that he got into an altercation with a so-called female manager at Walmart. He shared her name and email address, and requested his followers to let her personally know that no one should bother autistic people who are currently depressed, in a foul mood, and hate the Xbox line of game consoles. His friend William Waterman tried to reason with him, and advised him against sharing people's email addresses on a public forum like Facebook. Chris in return reinforced the story that the event happened because he was in a bad mood, and that the female security officer spoke harshly to him. He confessed that his actions were immature, dumb, and irrational, but he had mental problems. He further elaborated that he was in his present condition because of the actions of past managers and Megan Schroeder, and demanded that she return his Sailor Moon DVDs that she allegedly had conned from him. He closed his rant by calling his attorney, Rob Bell, a major wuss, and complained about the thousands of dollars that he and his mother had to pay him. Not long after, he reposted his original Facebook post on the Quickie forums under his Painting a Tree alias, once again seemingly pretending that he was not Chris at all. He encouraged the trolls to harass the security officer. A day later, he wrote what he called Quick's Hallmark Negative Life Events, which was a chronological list of events and people in his life that negatively affected him. These included his childhood babysitter, Roach, the elementary school principal who attempted to molest him, his high school graduation, Michael Snyder, Megan, and the online trolls. 2 days later, Chris had his final court date in relation to his crimes against Snyder nearly 2 years prior. All his felonies were reduced to misdemeanors. He received a 2-month suspended jail sentence, was requested to be on good behavior, and stay away from the game place. On September 6th, Chris angrily took to Facebook to declare that he had been banned from his nearest Walmart because of his actions on the 2nd. When asked by his friends as to the reasons why, Chris wrote that they banned him for drawing on in permanent marker an H and E in front of an Xbox display in the store, making the sign read, Hexbox. Despite his followers trying to reason with him and tell him why it was a justifiable punishment for defacing the sign, he still could not come to terms with it. The next day, he announced another encounter with law enforcement. God is giving me the middle finger yet again. I backed up and scratched a car in El Agave lot, and she's a damn smoker. Now the damn jerk-up is giving me a hard time because I am screaming up at freaking Emmanuel God. I want God to just kill me now if he is going to keep giving me middle fingers and a damned difficult life. After this event, Christian decided that police were not allowed to be in Quickville, Virginia, and that law within the town could be upheld solely by the Psychic Pokemon team, led by Magichan. On September 10th, he shared his Braziers for Males page on his personal profile. Later that day, he wrote a post dismayed about a decreasing friends count on Facebook and pleaded for his friends to not leave him. He regarded all members of his high school class part of his family and desperately wished for all of them to come together for the reunion. On September 11th, he posted a photo on the aforementioned Braziers for Males page, which showed that he became offended by witnessing the DVD cover for the film Magic Mike and had drawn on bras on all the shirtless actors on the cover.
Of course he would.
He soon after uploaded a photo gallery of men wearing bras. Also on that day, a troll who went by the name Martin Wilson posted a video on the page, allegedly thankful for Chris bringing awareness to the subject and speaking in a manner not unlike Christian.
So this is what I wore before he told me to go to Walmart. I used to go with a white tee, and you see the duct tape, the tape in the background? Yeah, I used to, cover my nippy slips, nippy slips. So yeah, this is just thank you to Christian Weston Chandler, the founder of this page, and anybody else involved in this movement. I feel like this will go really far, and maybe we need to take this to President Obama and Michelle Obama. They seem like sensible folks who will help us realize our goal. So thank you, group. I feel very welcome.
On the 17th, Chris discovered a DVD of the cartoon series Sonic Underground, which he spotted on the grass in his front yard. He supposed it was a gift for him from either a fan or a troll, and had been lying on the ground for quite some time, since the front cover had gotten warped and wrinkled from being out in the rain. He then went to Facebook to demonstrate how to and how not to bring him presents, with the help of some demonstrationary imagery. On September 24th, he showed off 3 LEGO characters meant to represent Megan Schroeder, Mary Lee Walsh, and Michael Snyder, all upside down and contained inside another transparent LEGO piece. He confessed that when he felt especially angry, he would shake the vial, treating the figures like voodoo dolls, taking out his anger on the people he believed had wronged him. He further explained that during his friendship with Megan, she often requested that he buy items from eBay for her, and apparently did not reimburse him with cash, but instead merchandise from her own collection, such as anime, manga, DVDs, figurines, and a mixed bag of Legos. On October 3rd, Chris received an email from one Rebecca Bentley, a troll who posed as one of his Manchester High School classmates. She expressed her disapproval of his constant negative comments against Megan, highlighting that their interactions happened a long time ago, and that possibly she could have changed as a person since then. She wanted him to admit that he played a part in the downfall of their friendship, and that he could channel all the hateful energy he had against her into something more productive that could make him happy. Throughout early October, he continued to make hateful Facebook posts against Megan, claiming that he would only forgive her if she apologized to him face to face, gave him back his Sailor Moon DVDs, and when all the negative words against him on the internet are gone forever. On the 5th, he allegedly received an email response from Megan, though it was likely to have been penned by an impersonating troll. "I didn't conspire to destroy your life! You did that enough on your own, with your ridiculous webcomic and your war against ED. As for the touching thing, I don't like being touched by men who aren't in a relationship with me. And all those things you did for me, I thought you did that because we were friends, and I was grateful. Do you know how much of your crap I put up with? The touching, the rants, the being creepy, all that. I never set up that ED page. It wasn't me who told Mims and Lucas to do stuff. I didn't get you banned from the store, and I sure as hell am not responsible for the death of your father. Do you know how bad that picture made me feel? It scared the hell out of me. You are the one who should apologize. Didn't you consider me a sweetheart? Well, for all your other sweethearts, you made those stupid videos. So if I still mean so damn much to you, why don't you make a video apologizing to me? And maybe, just maybe, I'll consider emailing Lucas and telling him to take some stuff down." On that same day, Christian posted 28 photos on Facebook, seemingly depicting a narrative in which the LEGO incarnations of Chris and Megan fight each other, and Chris ultimately defeats her. Without much interaction from other real-life people, Christian's imagination took over, fueling his unquenchable rage for the people who he saw as his enemies. Even when his friends tried to convince him otherwise, he refused to let go of the idea that he was a widely persecuted figure, hungry for revenge. So he sought comfort in the things that could not disagree with his thoughts, those that could help him realize his visions of vengeance, the games and toys around him.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for part 38. That was, again, how best could we sort of like... The reason why I kind of like didn't really say a lot during all of this is because I've sort of like come to the conclusion, you might say, that Chris's life is just kind of like what I mentioned in part 17. And in case you guys may have forgotten this, but in part 17, I was, and in part 31 as well, I was becoming increasingly angry and just very, very discountenanced by the not only the style of Chris's life, but the fact that he is complaining and whilst he is doing all of this stuff and actively refusing to seek in any which way to repair or make his life any better for himself. So I kind of like didn't really want to like repeat too much of that because it was almost on full display here yet again. Chris continued to make death threats, continued to stalk Megan, complaining that, listen guys, I know fine well I'm not. I am no Don Juan, you might say. But I've got a very, very sneaking suspicion that if I went out of my way to do everything I possibly could to make myself attractive, you know, presentable, both inside and out on the outside, I reckon I could, in many ways, get a girlfriend. I'm not saying that's absolutely, that's absolutely going to happen, or even if it's even that necessary or important. But the important thing is that I'm making effort and actually deciding that, you know what, if I'm going to do this, and for starters, and I'd love to know all this happened, but this is some very, very strange sort of like orifice or something like that, that's sort of like on the very surface of my nose, that's made almost like
All lives matter. All lives matter. All lives matter. All lives matter. James supports all lives matter. He doesn't think black lives matter. All lives matter. All lives matter. James doesn't like black lives matter. You're gonna leave behind.
Please, Patrick, I've got to wrap this up and then go to bed, because I've got me.
I'm gonna wrap this one.
Don't, Patrick, please just put that back. Patrick, come on, wait, let's really finish this thing and just put it back.
Finish it and I'll put it back.
Well, I've got to
Shake
talk
on
for about 10 minutes, Patrick.
Alright, I'll just
It's not
leave
really a deal, you know, because
I'll leave him out here. I'll leave him out here.
We'll put him there then.
Close the door. I'm just gonna lay there.
Patrick, we're not having this.
He's just gonna lay there. James, he is. He's gonna lay there. He's gonna lay there. Just let him lay there. He's calm.
Just give him it.
He's calm. He's calm. He's calm. I don't want to make that. He's calm. He's calm.
Really?
Really? She said, really? Really? Really?
Anyway, where was I? Yeah, thing on me nose that's made half of my nose almost completely numb. But you know what? I like I said, even if I tried, that the important thing is that the important thing is not that I failed, but the important thing is that I tried at all. All Chris does is, unlike the last video I did, where I talked about all Chris does is make any situation and make it 10 times worse. Chris is not even pretending to try to make things better for himself in this. He's done every single thing to ensure that his life is going to get worse and worse and worse. Getting himself banned from places, being disgruntled at just about everything, making increasingly hurtful and increasingly ridiculous stuff. I mean, what was it he said here? No, not the thing about his iPod, not the thing about that, but the thing about men wearing bras, or what was the thing about, him being okay for lesbians to get married, and gay, he was unhappy with gay people, and also the thing about Tara Strong, that was definitely one thing. Where's the thing he said about gay people? Yeah, another thing that really grinds my gears, I mean, no personal offense. Yeah, he keeps saying that, but you know what? I doubt he means it. Also, if he really didn't mean any offense...
What's the difference between George Floyd and Kanye West?
What's the difference between George Floyd and Kanye West, Patrick?
Kanye West alive and a black man.
Right, Patrick. Very, very clever. Anyway, right, where was I? And I am for lesbians being... Oh, yeah, also, I mean no personal offense. But, Chris, think about how many times you've said that before and how many times you've gotten into trouble. This is not a tactic that's working, to be honest. With the damned homosexual males altogether, blah, blah, blah. Basically, you get the idea. Maybe it would mean so much better. It would mean so much for Chris if he straight up just shut up about his opinions about sex. Nobody was asking for his opinion. Nobody wants his opinion about sex. And anything Chris does and will say, because he will, I can guarantee that he will, he just absolutely just cannot friggin... he cannot work out why all of the things he's saying are impacting his life. And I know fine well nobody is really going to tell him exactly why, because to be honest, what use is there in trying? But I think it's almost becoming clear, especially at this point, that even if people were going to help, well, the thing about his church and that, he basically left his church, and just about the only person who realistically who could talk some sense into Chris. Your guess is about as good as mine as to where this is going to end up, Chris. And I'm not just talking about by the time we get up to the modern day. I'm talking about where this will land Chris in 5 years, 2 years, next week. Nobody knows at this point. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this reaction video. I hope you guys enjoyed it for what it was worth. I'm sorry for the interruptions right there. Please make sure to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below, and I will hope to have you guys again in the next video, which will be the penultimate edition until Gino comes back from his from his break. Take care. Bye bye for now.